Most of the executives that I coach are actively using AI in their jobs now. They tell me that they've got a handle of the basics for AI, but they know that there's a whole lot more that they can be doing. Many of us have been using AI for spell checking and grammar checking for years. We've also been using AI as a thesaurus. More recently, we've been actively using AI to help us brainstorm. It could be helping us brainstorm content for a document or a presentation, or it could be helping us brainstorm a title. We're also using AI to create summaries and to shorten our documents, make them more precise. And furthermore, we're using AI to optimize the tone of our communication. We upload a draft and we ask AI to adjust the tone to sound more formal or more professional or supportive or friendly or empathetic or whatever. You get the idea. My personal favorite adjective for tone is clever. AI, please edit this document to make it sound more clever. You're welcome to steal that one if you haven't tried it already. So we've been using AI to improve our communication with spell checking, grammar checking, identifying synonyms, brainstorming, summarizing, and adjusting our tone. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? But yes, there is so much more. If you're doing some or most of these things already and looking to take your communication to the next level with AI, then you are in the right place. Are you ready?
Let's do this. Let's talk about talk.
Welcome to the Talk About Talk podcast. In this episode of Talk About Talk, you're going to learn 3 strategies beyond the basics that can help you use AI to improve your communication and to take it to the next level. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Andrea Wojnicki. Please call me Andrea. I'm an executive communication coach at Talk About Talk, where I coach ambitious executives like you to communicate with confidence and credibility. Through my private coaching, workshops, keynote speeches, and this podcast, I help you boost your skills in things like overcoming imposter syndrome and communicating with confidence, formal presentations, developing executive presence, and establishing your unique personal brand, your professional identity. I encourage you to check out the talkabouttalk.com website, where you can learn more about what I do. And you can also sign up for my free weekly communication skills newsletter. So let me be clear. Yes, I am a communication expert, but no, I am not a tech expert, nor am I an AI expert. But I do use AI regularly to improve my communication, like every day. Whether you're writing an important email, preparing for a high-stakes presentation, or crafting a thought leadership article, your ability to communicate clearly or persuasively has never been more essential. Nor have you ever had more technology at your fingertips to help you communicate effectively. Before I get into this, I do have a few caveats to share, a few reminders before we dive in. First, remember that AI is a tool. AI is here to enhance your work, not to originate it. Always start with your own ideas, even in rough bullet points. Then enhance your work with AI. Here's the metaphor. Think of yourself as the chef and AI as the sous chef. Or think of yourself as the CEO and AI as your executive assistant, helping you with some of the important behind the scenes work. You are the boss and you're the one who's being held accountable. Second, keep personal communication personal. I read this one recently on social media and it really resonated with me. If you're writing a personal note, it should be almost 100%, if not 100% in your own voice. Your relationships deserve your real voice. Of course, if you're writing a corporate strategy document, this is a different matter. And last, this should go without saying, but I keep hearing stories about people who fail to do this. Double check everything you get from AI. Early on, when I was using AI to help me write an article, I had the experience of not double checking something. And guess what? Disaster. I will never do that again. I hope you don't also need to learn the hard way. AI is still hallucinating. Your credibility depends on your accuracy. Double check everything generated by AI. So, those are my 3 caveats. 1, use AI to enhance, not originate your work. 2, keep your personal communication personal. And 3, Always double check everything. Before we get into the next level strategies that I recommend, here's a review of the basics. It's like a checklist of some of the most helpful, productive, and easiest ways that you can use AI to boost your communication effectiveness. I've got 5 for you. 1, use AI for spelling and grammar check. 2, use AI as a thesaurus to identify synonyms. 3, brainstorm things like lists or titles for documents. 4, use AI for adjusting and optimizing your tone. And 5, using AI for summarizing or cutting word counts. You can find these 5 tactics in the show notes and use this as a checklist for yourself. Now you're ready for the next level. Here are 3 of the ways that I use AI to improve my communication and how I encourage the executives that I coach to do the same. Are you ready? Okay. The first one is crafting compelling metaphors. Before we get into AI with this, I have to say that generally using metaphors is an under-leveraged and underappreciated tactic for significantly improving your communication. Using metaphors and analogies can help you clarify your message and make it much more engaging and even more memorable. So try using some metaphors. Here's a great example of using metaphors in business communication. I have a friend named Richard who's a senior partner at a consulting and audit firm. Richard told me recently that when he's working with a new client and encouraging them to staff up on their end for the consulting engagement, he clarifies why using a metaphor. The metaphor is a tennis ball machine. You can probably guess where this is going. He says that the tennis ball machine is his consulting team, throwing questions and recommendations over the net. If there aren't enough client team members on the other side of the net hitting the balls back, then all the balls will end up on one side of the net and the engagement will come to a screeching halt. No more balls for the ball machine. Do you have a metaphor like this to describe what you do or maybe some element of your business? Do you regularly use metaphors in your presentations? If not, I strongly encourage you to start doing so. Here's how. It's an iterative process. Start by asking AI to list 10 metaphors to describe your concept. Then, from the list of output, identify 2 or 3 that are close and ask for variations until one of them lands. When done well, a great metaphor can become the centerpiece of your presentation or even of your conversation. So that's my first suggestion. Use AI to help you create effective metaphors. Next, you can also use AI to create visuals. Of course you can. If you're like me, you might default to using AI to generate word outputs, lists, drafts, summaries. These are all words. What about images? Despite the fact that I'm a highly visual person, yes, check out my color-coded bookcase, even I can forget that AI can come up with next-level ideas for visuals and graphics, even final images to help boost your communication effectiveness. Here are a few suggestions to help you get started with using AI to help you with visual storytelling. At a most basic general level, you can upload a document, ask AI for ideas for a few visuals. You could also outline your slides or your deck for a presentation and ask AI to create the slides. This can take several iterations, of course, but it can be faster and more effective than a human trying to do the same. You could also specifically ask AI to create a chart or a graph to accompany some particular section of your presentation, whether it's written out or a formal presentation with slides. And then you could also ask AI to generate specific graphics or illustrations or even photographic images to support your message. With all of these examples, you can either ask AI to create the visual, or you could ask it for guidelines that you can then hand to your graphic designer. And by the way, yes, I did ask AI to create the podcast episode cover art for this particular episode. Of course I did. And you can find it on the talkabouttalk.com website on the podcast tab. I'll leave a link for it in the show notes. Let me know what you think. So that's the second next level way for you to use AI to enhance your communication. Now we've covered metaphors and visuals. The third way to use AI to enhance your communication is by asking AI to provide you with critical feedback. I've just started doing this and it is golden. Let me ask you this question. Before you hit send on that important email or before you get out on stage for that important presentation, would you rather learn the issues with what you've created from your audience, your boss, your customer? Or would you rather hear it from AI? Exactly. I encourage you to ask AI to take on the voice of a critical stakeholder, like a competitor, a skeptical board member, an editor, or a disillusioned customer, and attack your message. Here's a list of prompts to help you get productive, critical feedback. What questions might my audience have after reading this? Or what parts of this message might be unclear or off-putting? Or why might my customer reject this proposal? Why might my editor reject this article? Why would my boss reject this recommendation? You get the idea. Ask AI to be the devil's advocate and help you anticipate issues. You'll surface blind spots you'll never know you had. This kind of feedback loop can help you anticipate objections, clarify your message, and polish your delivery. And that's it. Now, I know there are many, many other fantastic ways of using AI specifically to enhance your communication effectiveness. And I'd love to hear your ideas. At the beginning of this episode, we covered AI for spell checking and grammar checking, as a thesaurus for brainstorming, to adjust your tone, to cut your word count, and to create summaries. Now I'm adding these 3 what I'm calling next level ideas: crafting compelling metaphors, creating visuals, and getting critical feedback. Do you have any other ideas to add to our list? If you do, bring it on. You can share them with me in the comments on YouTube or on social media on LinkedIn and Instagram. Please connect with me or follow me there. Again, links are in the show notes. And that's it for this episode. I hope these ideas can help you take your communication to the next level. Please share this episode with your friends who could use some help with their communication. And please subscribe to the Talk About Talk podcast if you aren't subscribed yet. Thanks for listening and talk soon.